Let's get started learning Python today. One of the first things we're going to cover is using Google Colab instead of using maybe something else on your computer. And I'm just going to talk you through, first of all, why we do that, and then a little bit about what Google Colab is so that you can get started. Now, what I'm in at the minute is called Visual Studio Code. And to me, that is somewhere I write my code. I can write Python files, I can write JavaScript files, and I can run them. It's kind of like a coding interface. So I've got the code I want to write, I can have the files I want here. I can also use my terminal, which is just where you run files on your computer if you don't know. But typically, running Python on your own personal computer has been a pain. There are multiple versions of Python, multiple versions of different libraries within Python. You have to make sure all your files are in the right place. Typically, when you're running Python on your own machine, you actually end up spending a lot of time running commands in the terminal, trying to work out why it's not running or which version of Python you're trying to run. So we have this file here, which is just some Python code that I don't expect you to understand. But we can already see that I haven't installed these packages. So to run that on my own computer, I would have to install them. It would take up memory. I then have to know to write commands like Python 3 and the file that I want to run. And this isn't going to work because I'm not in the right place. But then I get these errors and I have to then work out, so I need to move around. I have to make sure the files are in the right place. I have to make sure the packages are downloaded and pointed in the right place. I have to make sure the version of Python is the correct version of Python. This also runs on my computer, so the performance is based on how good my computer is. And often, maybe if we're trying to do some advanced machine learning stuff, maybe our computers aren't good enough to do that. But Google very kindly made this thing called Google Colab. So I will just show you here. So it's called Google Collaboratory, and I was introduced to it when I was a university student because it was a good way to get extra resources to run really heavy programs, so potentially like machine learning or things with loads of data. And if you open up colab.research.google.com at the minute, or just Google it, and you'll find it, there's a bit of an introduction to like what it is. And at the minute, they've just released the Gemini API, so they're actually talking about using that within Colab. So there's no configuration, you don't have to point things places. You get access to these GPUs, and that's a graphical processing unit, and that's like much better for running complicated things like AI. It'll be way faster than running it on, say, like your MacBook Air or something like that. But the biggest thing, and I think why it's called collaboratory, is that you can share files with people and you can like help each other out, work on the same problem. It's really great. They do have some videos around Colab if you want to learn a bit more, but how it works is this is called a Google Colab notebook. So you make a new notebook. Notebooks have text and code cells or blocks, I kind of think of them. The text ones are written in Markdown, and the code blocks are Python that you can actually execute. So I'm just going to click on this to show you what it looks like. So the Markdown looks like this. So this is actually writing similar to HTML, but we can write it more simply if we want to as well. And the code blocks look like this. And I can click run. And if I click run, just watch here. So currently it's not connected, but when I click run, it starts to connect to the Google servers to actually give us an instance, it's called, where we can run our code. And then the output of the code is output here. And if I don't rerun that, that will stay there. So if I share that with someone else, they'll get to see the output without even needing to rerun it. We also have this lovely table of contents on the side, which is based on the headings in the Markdown. We can take a look at the runtime here, what sort of things are being used. You don't really need to worry about this. But we can also take a look at any variables that are within our code, and we can upload files here, and we can link it to our Google Drive, which is very cool. And we can go down here and actually make code snippets. So if you wanted to share things with people, it's very good for sharing. Cool. So if you want to actually make your own, if we've already got this open, we can go File, New Notebook, and that will open a new notebook for us. The other way to do it is from, it's very slow, is from within your Google Drive. If you click New, More, and then we've also got Google Collaboratory here, so that'll make a new notebook for you as well. But we've got, this is now we can actually start writing some Python code. And as everybody does, it's common to say hello world as our very first bit of code. So if we write print and then use quotation marks and say hello world, it's running and it's connecting, yay! It's connected. And there we are. We are writing Python code in our browser without having to worry at all about any setup on our computer.